conjure up demons inside of a pentagram circle. They can't go outside this circle.
They'll be struck down.
They'll be struck down. So they're inside of here with your jam. And they're casting spirits over. And every time that beat is played, it's in your head.
Racks on racks on racks.
Subliminal. You don't know what he's saying. You just saying.
It played in my head.
Racks on racks. I hate this song. Demons. But this drives our trainers crazy. And they do what's called mastering, and they guarantee it's going to be a hit. That's why it's so important when people say to control your masters. You control everything because you are controlling the demons that's involved with their music. Once you're in control of them, they work for you, basically. You know, that's why the record company needs to get control of your masters. And you give them the right to do that. You know, but they make all the money. Go ahead. That's why they killed Michael Jackson, because he had control of all of Sony masters. Majority of them had all the deals. Destiny's Child, Rolling Stones, Willie Nelson.
He was worth more than
he had a whole catalog, right? He was worth a couple $1 billion of his catalog alone because he controlled the masters. So whenever you hear a Beatles song, you have to check with Michael Jackson first. Can we play this? If you pay. Go ahead.
But that's exactly what they do. They go take it to a room and they chant over it.
And he's been in the music business for a while. He just started singing yesterday. He was singing a little group called Guess back in the day. But he had a contract with Death Row, but it was just too rough on Death Row. Some stuff he's not doing up there. Out of control. Out of control. Well, he had first-hand knowledge. Go ahead, brother.
They do chant over it.
Right.
Like I said, on the Psalm 83 thing, they got a tape of them doing a chant, conjuring,
right,
on that YouTube thing.
Right. You can just Google up Sons in Harmony. They tell you we played with a Ouija board. And they told us we were going to hit it in 94. And it paid right off. And they had a song called Mr. Ouija Board.
Ouija, are you with
me? Yeah, so you have to understand this is a spiritual war we was in. And when you're in a spiritual war, you can't have on physical armor. It does you no good. You need spiritual armor. And so we're going to arm you up with that today. But we're going to hit on and basically understand which one does this fall under. Fleeing Babylon or fleeing period, wilderness, is it spiritual, is it physical, or is it both? You know, and we're going to trace the records throughout Israel's history, throughout world history, and see which one it is. Because if Christ ain't doing nothing new, he said, I'm going to put a new twist on this. But that's about all. But when we see what the new twist is, it ain't going to take away from what's already written. Now, all it's doing is telling you I'm going to bring Melchizedek into this.
A higher understanding.
I'm going to bring a higher understanding in this. What you got?
Just to add to what the brother was talking about with them putting that gay same-sex marriage thing, David Tyree, who caught the Super Bowl pass off his helmet, he said he's not in football right now. He said if they pass this law, it's going to cause an anarchy. And we looked up the word anarchy, and the word anarchy means a state of society without government or law. And he's been crucified for those statements. But when he says against the Bible,
Tracy Morgan just got
understand what they are doing. Understand what they are doing. They are going to force you to believe that this is right. If you do not, we're going to punish you.
Now he's saying,
he said something about here. If his son was gay, he would cut his throat. Chris Rock came out and supported him and said, well, you know, Tracy said the same thing, but he said, but after I heard what he said, I had to tell him, no, you went way like, come on. You done said worse thing than this. They ain't caring about all when you talked about niggas like that. You got niggas and then you got black people. What's the difference?
I heard somebody like when you say something about the gay community, it's like they got like a gay mafia that swoop down on them.
Absolutely, but this is what you got to understand. They got you playing the game too, because we using the word gay now. We ain't said faggot or homosexual or man that
Philippi sandwich.
I mean, but see, what they're doing is they slowly conditioning us for the right words to say, but y'all, we still have to understand
Sodomites.
from the spiritual level, we can't even offend with that because it's a sin. It's no different from any other sin that we do, except it's a felony sin. We got felony sin.
But they lost
Sins that will not allow you to enter into the kingdom at all. You can't get in as a drunkard into the kingdom.
Drunks too, like
Fornication, adultery, whoremongering, you cannot get into the kingdom.
They're doing what they doing, they don't repent. See, you know,
That's the king.
if you don't think they're doing nothing wrong, then
right, that's what I'm saying. Like they trying to turn wickedness into goodness. Like saying it's all good.
Well, what they're doing is they slowly put people in position in Congress to get them to vote and put them in there, and that's what they're doing. It's a slow process, but it's coming together.
Right, I say.
You know, and I'm telling you, as long as it's gonna be passed, like hate crimes, everything, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail if it can be proven, and you're gonna be charged with a hate crime. So let's get it understood, y'all. We can't put ourselves in position to go to the penitentiary. We don't do no good there because while you locked up, they still gonna be biting pillows and switching off triumphantly from your tribe. So it ain't gonna do you no good to understand this because it's going down, it's becoming law. Now what happens is the God that's creating these laws, who is Satan, when they tell you you got to worship him, get down with him, that's when you got to go to jail. You got to do whatever you can. But understanding these things, there still has to remain a force of us out here to try to deal with them, to get them to turn back the other way. We can't get in the mindset that we block them off. We gotta talk to them like we talk to absolutely. We have to do that, and we have to. Our conversation toward them have to be full repentance, as we would do somebody that's doing another sin that's on the level. You can't separate them from another group that you would talk to.
Or a thief.
And a thief is considered worse than that. You know, so we have to understand, y'all, we got to keep it equal. We can't show no favoritism because spirituality ain't no favoritism. You show favoritism, it's a problem in this doctrine under the order of Melchizedek that we're under right now.
There's no respect of person,
No respect.
and there's no respect for sins.
Right.
Right.
So, y'all, what we're going to do, we're going to get to right. First, we want to hit, I'm telling you a few that they use that say, a lot of them use Jeremiah 51. And we're going to hit a few of these to knock these out of the way right quick, or physical. Jeremiah 51. They're going to use Revelation 12, but we're going to break these down. They're going to use Zephaniah. What's that? Deliver yourself. Zechariah 2. Zephaniah 2. They can deliver yourself. We want them to, and that's Jeremiah 48. And deliver yourself.
Jeremiah 51.
Zechariah 2:6, right? Zechariah 2:6.
Zechariah 2.
Yeah.
Zechariah
2:6. Yeah, and there may be a Zeph on that other. But we're going to hit these, y'all, just a little bit while they're making their case that they saying we should physically ourselves, the responsibility is on us. That when we start to see these signs that's mentioned in Matthew 24, for us to get out of here. But we're going to read some second answers. We're going to go Old Testament. We're going to go the book of Apocrypha. We're going to hit some Tobit because there's a captivity there. And we're going to see the parallel to the spiritual level of it. And we're going to do different things. And then a lot of these fleers say God told them. Just like Benjamin Carter. He said God told him to leave. Gabriel came to him. We got a brother recently around these parts saying God told him to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to also show you when God talked to you, he said write it down. Date, time, and hours. You know it in the book.
Wait on me.
Wait on me. We're going to hit them too. So we're going to see if God told you truly. Because first thing we ask you, did you write it down?
What language he speak to you?
Now, what language did he speak to you in?
Because you know all of them.
Right. You know, I'm going to write it down about next time. No, ain't no next time. We can see in scripture where the Most High told the king in 1 Kings that get your business in order. I'm giving you 30 days to leave. Then I'm coming to get you. They had to pray for that brother. And he stayed around another 15 years. He was alive. So if God talked to you, how you know? Like these people that talk about Pentecost, I spoke in tongues. I don't know what I said. Only God knows. How you know He didn't tell you to get ready? Once the land you should pick it up. Let's get it, y'all. We gonna start and just want to hit that Jeremiah 51. Start about verse 6 it is, or right about there, because what we're talking about is them using certain things to get to a point to make it seem physical. But this is the deal. What if we gonna we started one matter? What we gonna understand is that when the Most High do something, when He does remnant is after you've been through a cleansing process, not before. So what we're gonna do is when the Most High, since He's a just God, how do you leave somebody behind that's a sinner because they in jail or they on papers? Can't get a passport when you on papers. If you locked down and you're locked down illegally, maybe some prosecutors that trumped up some charges, falsified some evidence, you in there locked down, and if it says deliver yourself, who you gonna go talk to? The ward? You been telling them I'm in. Right. So do we leave them behind? Ain't never happened in Israel's history. The king of the nation always get the message. Let my people go. All of them. And I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna be their judge. They're going through a court system with me. And then we go into the promised land. Also, we're going to show what wilderness. If you look up every definition of wilderness in the Bible, about 200 of them. Not one of them says it's